to such emotional levels that the person feels that I have lost everything. That's it, and I will not know more. But that is the time when the entrepreneur also decides, so what? Defeat is not falling down. Defeat is refusing to get up. And the person again, despite all the bad feelings, all the negative feelings, musters courage, has faith and moves forward, motivates self. That's why emotional intelligence is so important, because they can identify their feelings, they can regulate their feelings, and they can channelize. What are feelings? Feelings are basically energies. Emotion is basically energy. They can channelize their energies in such a way that it becomes productive for them. That's the importance of emotional intelligence in entrepreneurial career.
Thank you, sir. Entrepreneurship development or becoming an entrepreneur is a very cumbersome process, having risk, uncertainty, and obviously profit or loss. Anything could be happen. In this circumstance, emotional intelligence could be important for them to manage their stakeholders. Secondly, could you please inform us how a young entrepreneur can be benefited from becoming emotionally intelligent?
Well, pretty much the same, Abdin sir. You see, for a young entrepreneur, and I am defining young in terms of the length of experience and in terms of life scene, which is the person assuming to be very young. This person is entering a world amidst many opportunities and many constraints. The opportunities are, everything is mostly easily available than as compared to the previous times. Okay, though that is debatable. Secondly, as of now, when the person, even now, I am told when a young entrepreneur decides to take on the entrepreneurial journey, there are more pullbacks than push forwards. More number of people say that, why are you doing this? Are you very sure? Is it going to give you good salary? Why don't you take up a job? This has got many risks. How long are you going to do this? These are the questions an entrepreneur is asked. I'm talking about your reference to a young entrepreneur. Very rarely an entrepreneur comes across responses like, oh, surely, go ahead. Go ahead, please do it. Don't bother. Please do it. For next 10 years, keep trying. Things will happen. Very rarely they come across this. So if you look at the enabling forces and the disabling forces, more number of disabling forces. And God forbid, if he or she is a first generation entrepreneur, meaning nobody in his family, immediate family and ancestral family has ever done any entrepreneurial venture or ever done any business. So for this, the person gets into a lot of self-doubt. Self-doubt leads to poor self-concept and ultimately low self-esteem, leading to, oh, what I have done. I should not have done this. Feeling bad, self-regret, and ultimately feeling that, oh, I am a good for nothing. At that juncture, at this stage of life, very early, if the young entrepreneur is taught, coached, facilitated to become fairly emotional intelligent, if not very highly, fairly emotional intelligent, don't you think it is going to matter in his entrepreneurial venture? I think it is going to matter a lot. It is going to matter a lot. The problem is all the coaching that happens is on the cognitive side. Least of the coaching happens on the emotional side. In any career building method, is emotional intelligence taught in schools? Is emotional intelligence taught in undergraduate? Is emotional intelligence taught even in master degree? It is not taught. So our education is largely cognitive. Thus, to make an entrepreneur, whether young or old, the older ones also needs to go through this. The younger ones, the advantage is, we can groom them young. They can be coached, they can be facilitated on being highly emotional intelligence, and surely they will benefit from this.
Thank you, sir. From your discussion, I am confident enough that if a person becomes fairly intelligent emotionally, then his chances to succeed in business will be increased. So from this, from these particular comments, can I say that there are some link between entrepreneurship and emotional intelligence?
Of course, as I told you earlier, there is a lot of relationship. There is in the world of in the language of research, there is very high degree of positive correlation between emotional intelligence measured through emotional quotient EQ and entrepreneurship. Very high degree of direct correlation. Extremely high degree of correlation.
Sir, you are just inspiring us that there is a positive correlation between entrepreneurship and emotional intelligence. But the opposite theory, like Flores, somebody says that becoming emotional is not healthy for professionalism or not healthy for business success. How could you define?
Oh, you see, we are talking of being emotionally intelligent. We are not talking of being emotional, just emotional. We are talking of being emotionally intelligent. That means knowing how I am feeling, why I am feeling, and if this is the reason why I am feeling this, how can I channelize my feelings, which is basically energy? How can I channelize my feeling towards being more productive, towards being more facilitative to myself and to others? People say that being emotional is bad. I would say one thing. Being emotional in an uncontrolled way is of course bad. But we are not talking of wild emotions. We are talking of balanced being. We are talking of being a balanced being. And balanced being, we become balanced being when our IQ and our EQ are equally contributing to our ways of life, to our life conduct. That makes us more effective. That is what is the reference. We are not talking of being emotional. We are talking of being emotionally intelligent. And too much of everything is bad. And emotional intelligence is all about knowing your emotions, identifying your emotions, naming your emotions, knowing the cause, and using your emotions in the most productive way for self as well as for others.
Thank you very much, sir. You have corrected us that not emotion, but emotionally intelligent. So yes, it is a quality. It is a quality. So like other quality, for example, a person is meritorious. Sometimes we being debate whether this meritoriousness or he is a meritorious, it is his by-born quality or it could be developed. Like entrepreneurial tendency or entrepreneurship. Is entrepreneurship a by-born quality or it could be developed through training, coaching, and mentorship? So I would like to ask you another question. This emotionally intelligent, it is a quality. Is it a by-born quality or could be developed?
Well, a very good question. This question can be a matter of, it could be a